Hey, live again. That same picture, that beautiful picture of what should be a square space in a round hole, but it's not. I can live with that. When we last left off, we were in the book of the Numbers, and there was this happening of the daughters of Manasseh, if I'm not mistaken. And what happened was that a man named Salpad had daughters, no sons. And I'm not saying that this was the first instance, but this was an instance that they used maybe of a man who had some great clout. Could have been the first time that they knew of it in the tribe where a man just didn't have any children who were sons. Okay. Had all daughters. And when I say this, that his daughters were so young and he was at an age where he wasn't going to have any more children. And none of them had taken husbands. Their father died. They say, look, what are we going to do? Now, people are like, this is just a imaginary happening. But what's crazy is that this happens with a tribe that is a junior tribe and is a Hamido-Shemitic tribe. Come on. Why this is so important is because people don't see the implication that drives from this thought. Where you have the daughter of Manasseh, or whatever daughter, let's just move her out the way. All his daughters. All the daughters of Salpad, let's move them out the way. You have a daughter of a man, and he's acquired some level of substance, and they don't want it to just go to it can't go to nothing, so it must go to someone. This is a very important thing because a woman should have something, and a woman should have children with her own people is what this is telling everyone. Because guess what? As we get into the book of the Deuteronomy and we begin to understand the treachery of the people, then we'll begin to understand why it is that one should deal with their tribe and none else. Verse 1 of chapter 1. These are the words which Moses spoke to all Israel on this side Jordan in the desert, toward the west, near the Red Sea, between Farantofo and Loban and Alon and the gold works. It is a journey of 11 days from Koreb to Mount Seir, as far as Kadesh Barnea. And it came to pass, verse 3, in the 40th year, in the 11th month, on the first day, Moses spoke to all the children of Israel, according to all things which the Lord commanded him for them. And he had smitten Sihon, the king of the Amorites, who dwelt in Esebon, and Og, the king of Bashan, who dwelt in Ashtaroth and in Edrei, beyond Jordan in the land of Moab. Moses began to declare this law, saying, verse 6, the Lord your God spoke to us in Koreb, saying, let it suffice to you to have dwelt so long in this mountain. Turn ye and depart and enter into the mountain of the Amorites and go to all that dwell near to Arabah, to the mountain and to the plain and to the south and to the land of the Canaanites near the sea and to Libanus as far as the great river, the river Euphrates. Behold, God has delivered the land before you. Go in and inherit the land, which I swear to your fathers, Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, to give it to them and to their seed after them. Stop. Now, why this is an epic thing, I haven't read who Atalabanus is. First part where I didn't know what was going on. Let's learn how Demetrius learns, y'all. Come on. We're going to pull up on a new page. I'm going to pull up Google. You guys can't see any of this. I'm just going to type it all in. Anti. Take the cap box off. Thank you. Libanus. Wow. So this is Anti-Lebanon Mountains. So this is what they claim when you pull it up. Mount Hermon, a.k.a. this is in Syria. Why this is important? Because the people are Syrians. At least half, if not more. Did not Abraham himself dwell in Syria of Mesopotamia? Or Mesopotamia of Syria? However you want to put it. Throw my hands up and I move forward. Verse 8, behold, God has delivered the land before you. Go in and inherit the land, which I swear to your fathers, Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, to give to them and to their seed after them. Stop right there. Major point. They're about to become liberators. They're about to become subjectors. They're about to become heroes. They're about to become villains. All in one hit. Why this is all possible is because you have people who were in the land, like you would any land, who are ready for someone to liberate them. The thing is that all these people looked alike. So all their liberators look like the people coming into the land, only they spoke differently. That was how they could tell who was who. Right, afro and a beard means nothing. Let him open his lips and he'll tell us everything. Let's keep reading. Verse 9, and I spoke to you at that time, saying, I shall not be able by myself to bear you. This is Moses speaking to the people. The Lord your God has multiplied you, and behold, ye are today as the stars of heaven for multitude. Who can count them? Right. He's talking to all the people because he's saying this is to the people who are for sure the people, and then people who are outside of the people who came with the people because they want to be the people. Come on. Let's keep reading. The Lord your God has multiplied you, and behold, ye are today as the stars of heaven for multitude. The Lord God of your fathers add to you 1,000-fold. And let's just read this symbol. And by this symbol, it says, increase you 1,000-fold. So if you can't be numbered out, how can you be numbered 1,000-fold? It's impossible, right? And bless you as he has spoken to you. Verse 12. How shall I alone be able to bear your labor and your burden and your gainsayings? This is Moses. That's an old man. He's tired, y'all. He's 120, at least at this point. He's a tired man. He's an old man. Does he not deserve some reprieve? This is why he blessed the hands and filled the hands of Eleazar through his father Aaron the priest. This is why he blessed the hands of Joshua. A man who was a stranger. Come on. Y'all ain't hearing it. But it's okay. He did that so that way these things could happen. Let me speak it to you. Verse 13. Take to yourselves wise and understanding and prudent men for your tribes, and I will set your leaders over you. And ye answered me, and said, the thing which thou hast told us is good to do. So I took of you wise and understanding and prudent men, and I set them to rule over you, rulers of thousands, and rulers of hundreds, and rulers of fifties, and rulers of tens, and officers or recorders, instruments in reading and writing. I'm just reading it all to your judges. And I charged your judges at that time, saying, hear causes between your brethren, and judge rightly between a man and his brother. And stranger that is with him. By the word stranger, his stranger, being his servant. Thou shalt not have respect to persons or to a face in judgment. Thou shalt judge a small and great equally. And it says, according to small and great, by the symbol. Thou shalt not shrink from before the person of a man, for the judgment is God's. And whatsoever matter shall be too hard for you, ye shall bring it to me, and I will hear it. And I charged upon you at that time all the commands, which ye shall perform. Stop right there. Most High God is saying right now, look, bruh, you're going to say to the people what I want you to say. I've made the rules. You keep them. That's it. If it's too hard for you, you'll bring it to me. This is Moses speaking to the people, because it's not that, oh, he's such a great leader. This man had the creator. Look outside right now. Do y'all see the sun on me? I promise to you, he who made the sun spoke to the man that I'm speaking about. And he told that man that you did all you could do. Now we're going to move forward. Thou shalt have no respect to persons in judgment. Thou shalt judge small and great equally. Thou shalt not shrink before the person of a man, for the judgment is God's. And whatsoever matter shall be too hard for you, ye shall bring it to me, and I will hear it. And I charged upon you at that time all the commands which ye shall perform. And he's telling them every ordinance, law, judgment, statute, ordinance, policy I gave to you, you were to keep. Verse 19. And we departed from Koreb and went through all that great wilderness and terrible, which she saw by the way of the mountain of the Amorite, as the Lord our God charged us. And we came as far as Kadesh Barnea, which is what? Where the Edomites are. And I said to you, ye has come as far as the mountain of the Amorite, which the Lord our God gives to you. Behold, the Lord your God has delivered to us the land before you. Go up and inherit it, as the Lord God of your fathers said to you. Fear not, neither be afraid. And ye all came to me and said, Let us send the men. Let us send men before us, and let them go up to the land for us, and let them bring back to us a report of the way by which we shall go up, and of the cities in which we shall enter. Stop. You know what that right there is? That's right. The great folding of the spines of many and great so-called men. Let's just keep reading. Verse 23. And the saying pleased me, and I took of you 12 men, one man of a tribe. And they turned and went up to the mountain, and they came as far as the valley of the cluster and surveyed it. I guess what that sounds like. The valley where they took, right, clusters of their staves and brought them back. We're not even going to talk about that. Let's just keep going. And they took in their hands of the fruit of the land, verse 25, and brought it to you, and said, The land is good, which the Lord our God gives us. Yet ye would not go up, but rebelled against the words of the Lord our God. And ye murmured in your tents, and said, Because the Lord hated us, he has brought us out of the land of Egypt to deliver us. What? Into the hands of the Amorites, to destroy us. Wow. Ain't that about something? Let me just keep reading. And black people want to get free in America. Let me keep reading. Woo! I'm gonna cry every chapter because it's gonna get funnier and funnier every chapter because you're gonna see who this sounds like. Woo! And ye murmured in your tents, verse 27, and said, Because the Lord hated us, he has brought us into the land of Egypt. He has brought us out of the land of Egypt to deliver us into the hand of the Amorites, to destroy us. I love it. These guys are just wicked and evil and just understand how strong every power level everybody is. The Amorites are not playing around, apparently, right? Right. You brought us out of Egypt to bring us to the Amorites to kill us. The Amorites can't just be suckers. Otherwise, they'd have walked right through them. Anyway, I hope y'all been keeping part of this whole entire lesson because it has been a glorious journey. Let's keep reading. Whoa, 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 whoa. 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 He says, Whither do ye go up? Whither do we go up? And your brethren drew away your heart, saying, It is a great nation, and populous, and mightier than we. And there are cities great and walled up to heaven. Moreover, we saw that the sons of the giants, they're the sons of the giants. And I said to you, Fear not, neither be afraid of them. The Lord your God, who goes before your face, he shall fight against them together with you, effectually, according to all he wrought for you in the land of Egypt and in this wilderness, which ye saw by the way of the mountain of the Amorite, how the Lord God, how the Lord thy God will bear thee as a nursling, as if any man should nurse his child. Knowing that can't happen. Right on. What's popping, JP Ho? through all the way which ye have gone until ye came to this place. And in this matter, ye believe not the Lord our God, who goes before you in the way to choose a place, guiding you in fire by night. Come on. So there's light by night, shewing you by the way which ye go, which ye go, and the cloud by day. Once again, these are two distinct things. So there's clouds in the day and there's fires in the night. But let me just give it to y'all. If all the clouds are moving back and this cloud is moving forward, that's the Most High God. Come on. If you can't start a fire because it's so windy, but there's a fire in the midst of you, that's the Most High God. Let me keep it pushing. I can't give away too much. I got to keep reading, y'all. I'm sorry. Where was I just at before I lost my way? Where was it, man? At? No, I'm right here. Where are we at? Uh-oh. Verse 30-ish. Give me 1 second. I'll be getting it in. I'll be talking. If I leave my eyes, that's why I can't stand talking and reading at the same time. It's a terrible thing. Right on, especially in the Bible. Why you guys let me get so carried away? I don't know why. Give me 1 moment. Here we are. Verse 28. Whither do we go up? And your brethren drew away your heart, saying, it is a great nation, and populous, and mightier than we. And there are cities, great and walled up to heaven. Moreover, we saw there the sons of the giants. And I said to you, fear not, neither be ye afraid of them. The Lord your God, who goes before your face, he shall fight against them together with you effectually, according to all that he wrought for you in the land of Egypt. And in this wilderness which ye saw, by the way of the mountain of the Amorite, how the Lord thy God will bear thee as a nursling, as if a man should nurse his child. Because we know that can't be. I don't know of any man who's lactating. Through all the way which ye have gone until ye came this place. I had to read that over again because I was like, there's no way the whole breast milk of a man. It's okay. They'll respect it one day that I went back that way. They'll understand. Verse 32. And in this matter, ye believe not the Lord our God, who goes before you in the way to choose you a place, guiding you in fire by night, shewing you by the way by the way which ye go, by a cloud and a cloud by day. There we go. And the Lord heard your voice of words, saying, greatly in your heart's word, and being greatly provoked, he swears, saying, not one of these men shall see this good land, which I swear to their fathers, except Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, he shall see it. And to him I will give the land on which he went up, and to his sons, because he attended, or he followed closely after the Lord to the things of the Lord. And the Lord was angry with me for your sake, saying, neither shalt thou by any means enter therein. Joshua, the son of Naweh, who stands by thee, he shall enter in there. Do thou strengthen him, for he shall cause Israel to inherit it. Stop right there. Do y'all understand? This is deep. This is holy. I'm going to remove Joshua, but I'm going to bring him back in. 10 men to one man, save Caleb, said that the land, we shouldn't go in there. Everybody gonna eat us up. Now, I contend because Joshua is Moses' right-hand man. And he wasn't scared. He just didn't know what to say. But Caleb was a writer, right? Well, of course, Joshua was going to say we should go there. He's Moses' right-hand man. He can't say anything. But one other man spoke up for him. Come on, listen to me, y'all. Why do you believe, why do you know that there can't be, one man can't be the witness to get you put to death? Even though there was 10 others, I need y'all to understand. Had Caleb spoke and said, nah, it's bad land, people are like, oh, this is all make-believe. I just take a deep breath. And I just remember that most of these people who say that probably haven't lived more than 50 years. Damn sure haven't lived more than 60 years on earth. So I have to just keep in mind that they only know so much. Right? That's to be polite to my elders. Because what they know, they know. But what they don't know, they do not know. Let's keep it pushing. Let's keep reading. Whoa. We're at verse 39. And every young child who this day knows not good or evil, they shall enter therein. And to them I will give it, and they shall inherit it. And ye turn and march into the wilderness, in the way by the Red Sea. Now, what's amazing about this is that realize this puts away any doubt or mental understanding that the age of 12 is actually the age of accountability. No. Because the Most High God would have said everyone from the age 12 and up who can think for themselves shall not enter into the land. But he spoke that death unto all the people who were warfare ready and were not willing to go fight against giants because they were scared and cowards. And when they tried to go fight the Amorite, in the King James Version, it tells you that they get stung up. I won't go over all that. Let's just keep reading. Maybe in this, he might talk about how they got the elbow dropped on them, but I won't go into all that. Verse 41, and he answered and said, we have sinned before the Lord our God, and we will go up and fight according to all that the Lord our God has commanded us. And having taken everyone his weapons of war and being gathered together, ye went up, or ye go up into the mountain. And the Lord said to me, tell them, ye shall not go up, neither shall ye fight, for I am not with you. Thus shall ye not be destroyed before your enemies? And I spoke to you, and ye did not hearken to me, and ye transgressed the commandment of the Lord, and ye forced your way, and went up into the mountain. And the Amorite who dwelt in the mountain came out to meet you, and pursued you as bees do, and wounded you from Seir to Hermah. And ye sat down and wept before the Lord our God. And the Lord hearkened not to your voice, neither did he take heed to you. What's good, humble brother? Humble, man. I'm just over here elbow dropping their heads into the sand, reminding them that the people who they see, here's my thing, big bro, before I get too carried away, because I'm going to keep reading and reading and reading. Got at least an hour ahead of me. I'm saying like this. If they claim that the people in the Bible are Africans, guess what? And they're black. Guess what? They betrayed the Most High God, and he's telling us right now. Through a man who? Named Moses, who's on his deathbed, who's in his twilight years, telling everybody, like, this is what y'all did. Because their parents have died already. So he wants them to understand, like, yo, whoa. Y'all are here not because of me, because of your parents. Because some of them were not little bitty babies. So some of them now are grown, and have their own children. And they're sour-faced about it. Right. Because their children have been strange and all these other things. We just keep it pushing. Where was he at, bro? Who was in chapter 40-something? 44? No, 46. Because they already beat the brakes off the Israelites. This is what I was trying to tell the black people. The Amorites in the mountain smashed down the Israelites who were there. Now, I know people don't want to hear this. The 40 years in the wilderness, though these guys weren't willing to go up, I know no one wants to hear that. They only could have won with the Edomites. They needed someone else who was just super tough to go with them. These guys were not battle hardened, and the Edomites had already blood mixed with the Amorite, the Kittite, and the Hivite. Let's go ahead and keep it reading. Verse 46. And ye dwelt in Kadesh many days as ye dwelt there. Verse 1 of chapter 2. And we turned and departed into the wilderness by the Red Sea, and the Lord spoke to me. And we compassed Mount Seir many days. And the Lord said to me, ye have compassed this mountain long enough. Turn therefore toward the north, and charge the people, saying, ye are going through the borders of your brethren, the children of Esau, who dwell in Seir. Do not engage in war against them. Whoa. They shall fear you and dread you greatly. There we go. Do not engage in war against them, for I will not give you of their land, even though to set your foot upon. For I have given Mount Seir to the children of Esau as an inheritance. Buy food of them for money and eat, and ye shall receive water of them by measure for money, and drink. For the Lord our God has blessed thee in every work of thy hands. Consider how thou wentest through that great and terrible wilderness. Behold, the Lord thy God has blessed thee 40 years. Thou didst not lack anything. Now let me just go ahead and tell you something. They can say that Esau was terrified of them, but Esau was mixed with the people of the land. I'm telling y'all. Esau's heart had something to do with why that didn't happen. Ignore the bagpipes in the background, because I didn't plan that to happen. This is nonsense. Verse 8. And we passed by our brethren, the children of Esau, who dwelt in Seir, by the way of Araba, from Elam, and from Gesion, Geber. And we turned and passed by the way of the desert of Moab. The desert. Right. So where Moab lived, it wasn't good, because guess what? The Most High God had nuked it recently with angels. Come on, understand. Trying to break it down to y'all. Where the Canaanites used to live, where what used to be? Sodom and Gomorrah? Come on. And the Lord said to me, do ye not quarrel with the Moabites, and do not engage in war with them, for I will not give them, for I will not give you of their land for an inheritance. For I have given to Eror the children of Lot to inherit. That's right, because Lot is a Hebrew who did right by Abraham up until his men were out of line. Think about that. And it was said that Lot was a righteous man. Let's just think about that too. Now just hear that. Your brother and your cousins and your nephews, we're not going to mess with. Why I say nephews is because the Canaanites were already an established people long before. That's right. So what does that mean? That means that they're above you, Israelites. Get outside yourself. You're not as special as you think. You can't have been around that long before them and have been a people. You are a byproduct of their environment. Let me just keep reading. Formerly, the Omin dwelt in. Formerly, the Omin dwelt in it, a great and numerous nation, and powerful, like the Anakim. Now, I'm going to go back. I have to. I have to. I'm sorry. The Obim are not named children of Canaan. What does this mean? People are like, what do you mean? What does this mean? Give me 1 second, big bro, and I'll get right to that. The Omim are like the Anakim, right? But the Anakim are not a named race either. Meaning they what? They came out of Middle Earth. Stop right there. We have to start talking about this now. No, bro. That was a perfect question. Now I'm going to talk. The Anakim, the Omim, all these larger people than regular people over the 40 years, if we were to say that a giant is to live 120 years and a man can live however long, we will just say that he will live anywhere from however long he can live till 120 plus. There are men who live longer than this. Why this is important is because 40 years is 1/3 of 120. So if the giants of the land were, let's say, 60 years old, right, and beat the brakes off of the fathers of the children of Israel, right, at 100 years old, 40 years later, they're not so capable of doing that. And because they're, like you said, they mixed in, bro, something that I've been saying for a long time of the larger people, they mixed in something that I know that you felt for a long time, but I've contended it much a different way. They mixed in with a more regular populace of people. They became smaller, easier for the children of Israel to fight against. Their fathers fought against giants, developing warfare and tactics to fight against the giants in particular. Let's go ahead and go forth. Now, I know nobody wants to believe that there were clans of Anthony Davises and LeBron Jameses and Shaquille O'Neals they don't want to believe that there were tribes of people who look like Pascal Siakam, okay, or Serge Ibaka, who were 10, 20 feet tall, but they did. It happened. It was real. That's how they're here now. Let me continue to read. These also, verse 11, shall be accounted Raphaim, or giants, the Onin and the Enakim, like the Enakim. And the Moabites call them Omin. Stop right there. Formerly, the children of giants dwelt in the land where Lot lives. Guess what that means? In Sodom and Gomorrah, there were giants. Right. Let's keep it pushing. The Raphaim, or giants, like the Enakim, who were giants, and the Moabites call them Omin. Because Omin, Enakim, it's all the same. Names are names when you talk about who it is it's about. And the Korites dwelt in Seir before, and the sons of Esau destroyed them and utterly consumed them from before them, and they dwelt in their place. What? So what does that mean? The sons of Esau are regular people who beat the brakes off of giants. Stop right there. All this talk of Esau breeding with or having a giant lineage forced upon him is false. Says so right there. Let me keep reading. Now then, verse 13, arise ye, said I, and depart, and cross the valley of Zaret. And the days in which ye traveled from Kadesh Barnea till ye crossed the valley of Zaret were 38 years, until the whole generation of men of war failed, dying out of the camp, as the Lord God sware to them. And the hand of the Lord was upon them, to destroy them out of the midst of the camp until they were consumed. These are also men who did things in other places and died in all these other places, the water of strife and the like. Come on, y'all. I know I'm just Nig, man, but I can tell you the truth from time to time, can't I? I don't want to read too much. I'm only going to read so much today, because it's going to be a day where I put it all the way in. Don't worry. Haven't seen too much that I don't know outside of that first part. Not saying that there's nothing that I could have, not saying that there's no book in the Bible that I would have read to you and not understood. There are plenty of words that have not been germane to my normal knowledge or understanding. I told you guys before, I will say this to you. The book of the Deuteronomy, outside of the Genesis, is my strongest book, like in the whole Bible. Understand that. The two strongest books I live in are within the first 5 books. I don't live outside of what Moses said too much. Don't matter. It's because if you can't do this, guess what? You'll do nothing else. Now let me just keep reading before I get upset. And the hand of the Lord, verse 15, was upon them to destroy them out of the midst of the camp until they were consumed. And it came to pass, when all the men of war dying out of the midst of the people had fallen, that the Lord spoke to me, saying, thou shalt pass over this day the borders of Moab to Eror, even Eror, right on, because there's a symbol there. And ye shall draw nigh to the children of Ammon, and not excuse me, do not quarrel with them, nor wage war with them, for I will not give thee land of which the children of Ammon for an inheritance, for I have given it to the children of Lot for an inheritance. Thank you very much. For Lot did what? Had two children from his daughter, Ammon and Moab. Let's keep reading. You guys know I get excited. Forgive me. Verse 20, it shall be accounted a land of the Rephaim, for the Rephaim dwelt there, and the Ammonites called them Zakamim. Stop right there. The reason why it's called this land is what? Is because they dwelt there. And because guess what? You might very well see their children there. That does not mean that they were able to force their... Man, let me just put it to you again. The children of Moab, the children of Ammon, took over the land, as did Edom. These are regular sized men, if you want to put it in your mind. Regular sized men forced their way onto irregular sized women and had children with them. Wow. I know that's hard to believe. People are like, only the giants did that to women. No. There was blood mixing to every category. And it is unfortunate that people don't realize that giant men had giant women children. Gigantes. Right? But I don't know nothing. And nobody slept with them, I guess. Oof. And now I'll see why I'm so all by myself. Because it's one. I'm taking what another person said and really putting it all the way out there. Doing all the hard work that I wish they had done so I wouldn't have to say anything. Where we at? Verse 21, a great nation and populous and mightier than you, as also the Anakim. Yet the Lord destroyed them from before them. And they inherited their land, and they dwelt there instead of them until this day. Oh, wow. Until this day they dwell there. Leave me alone, people. As did the children of Esau that dwell in Seir, even as they destroyed the Korite from before them and inherited their country, right? Or inherited them and dwelt there instead of them until this day. And the Evites who dwell in Asadet Gaza, and the Cappadocians who came out of Cappadocia, destroyed them and dwelt in their room. And now then, arise and depart, and pass over the valley of Arnon. And behold, I have delivered into thy hand Sihon, the king of Esbon, the Amorite, and his land. Begin to inherit it, and engage in war with him this day. Begin to put thy terror and thy fear on the face of all the nations under heaven, who shall be troubled when they have heard thy name, and they shall be in anguish before thee. I love it. I love it. And I sent ambassadors from the wilderness of Kedemoth to Sihon, king of Esbon, with peaceable words. So this is how it jumped off with Esbon, right? Or Sihon, however you want to say it, the whole land or the king. I will go through thy land, and I will go through thy land. I will go by thy road. I will not turn aside to the right hand or to the left. Thou shalt give me food for money, and I will eat. And thou shalt give me water for money, and I will drink. And I will only go through on my feet, as the son of Esau did to me, who dwelt in Seir, and the Moabites who dwelt in Erer, until I have passed Jordan into the land which the Lord our God gives us. Stop right there. Stop. Do y'all remember when the Edomites came out there to meet them in war, and they turned around and went to Mount Or? Now we can say it was peaceable, or I guess because nobody fought. So there were some logistical things that obviously went down, right? It's telling us right now what happened. They fed us, they gave us drink. Now, mind you, the people who they're bringing up are more related to them than the people that they're talking about now. Hey, bruh, one of the people you're talking about are directly related to you. The other people you're talking about are directly related to you through another man. Forget all that. We're not trying to hear that. Keep reading. And Sion, king of Heshbon, would not that they would pass by him, because the Lord our God hardened his spirit and made his heart stubborn, that he might be delivered into thy hands, as on this day. And the Lord said to me, behold, I have begun to deliver before thee Sihon, the king of Heshbon, the Amorite, and his land, and do thou begin to inherit his land. And Sihon, the king of Heshbon, came forth to meet us, he and all his people, to war at Jassah. Now listen, they want y'all to believe that the people of Israel was just out there wandering around, picking fruit, having a good time. No, these guys were fighting. We were fighting real wars. It's going down. Yeah. Yeah. So all these cowards who can't even understand punching another man in his face, let alone cutting off his head, they can't get with me. They're babies who I would deliver. Okay? They're just little babes to me who I would deliver unto the Most High God. And the Lord said to me, behold, I have begun to deliver thee. I have begun to deliver before thee Sihon, the king of Heshbon, the Amorite, and his land. And do thou begin to inherit his land. So live in it and take over it, everything, right? And Sihon, the king of Heshbon, came forth to meet us in war. And Sihon, the king of Heshbon, came forth to meet us, and he all his people to war at Jassah. And the Lord our God delivered him before our face, and we smote him, and his sons, and all his people. As any king would have sons who are going to come to fight with him, and I'm with you, Dad, or Father, or whatever, right? The little baby goats, right? His kids. And we took possession of all his cities at that time. And we utterly destroyed every city in succession, and their wives and their children. We left no living prey. What? They killed everybody that was living. Only we took the cattle captive, and took the spoil of the cities. Everybody died by their hands. No? Okay. From Arer, which is by the brink of the brook of Arnon, and the city which is in the valley, and as far as the mount of Galad, there were not a city which escaped us. The Lord our God delivered all of them into our hands. Only we did not draw near to the children of Ammon, even all the parts bordering the brook of Jabbok, and the cities of the mountain country, as the Lord our God charged us. So he's like, you're not going to kill your own people, man. No. But you can kill these dirty bastards who came from Middle Earth. Y'all don't understand. Oh, I can't wait to put my holy foot up the rear end of Middle Earth on my review of all 5 of the books. Chapter 3. And we turned and went by the way leading to Basan, and Og, the king of Basan, came out to meet us, and he and all his people. to battle at Edraim. And the Lord said to me, fear him not, for I have delivered him and all his people and all his land into thy hands, and thou shalt do to him as thou didst to Sihon, king of the Amorites, who dwelt in Esabon. And the Lord our God delivered him into our hands, even Og, the king of Bashan, and all his people. And we smote him until we left none of his seed. Stop right there. Another generation of people extincted. That's two. And we mastered all his cities at that time. There was not a city which we took not from them. 60 cities. People are like, you're such a dirty man to laugh. I love it. You think the white man did this? No, he came here begging the natives to let him live and to feed him. Totally different. Not even close. Let me keep reading, y'all, because y'all know I guess I'm not well if I'm laughing. I guess I'm extremely well if I laugh more than once, though. Woo! Here we go. Verse 4. And we mastered all his cities at that time. There was not a city which we took not from them. 60 cities. All the country round about Argob, belonging to King On and Bashan. All strong cities. Lofty walls, gates, and bars. And very, what? Whoa. Besides, very many cities of the Perizzites. We utterly destroyed them as we dealt with Sihon, king of Esabon. So we utterly destroyed every city in order, the women and the children and the cattle. And we took for a prey to ourselves the spoils of the cities. Stop right there. Right, these guys are literally all the way, for sure, liberators. They're freeing the people from the giants. No. Yes, they are. Don't get mad at me because they're freeing the people from the giants. Yes, they are. They're liberators. They're seen as such. If you can't express that, if you can't appreciate that, forget you. How about that? Where are we at? People who can't even know. People who can't even read don't know nothing. They can't read, don't know nothing, and don't want to hear nothing. People who can read think they know everything, don't know anything. Should listen more. The people who, like me, don't think they know very much, can read. People don't listen to them. Let's keep reading. They don't know. You can skip this past all they want. It don't matter. They're not reading to me, I know that. Verse 8. And we took at that time the land out of the hands of two kings of the Amorites who were beyond Jordan, extending from the brooks of Arnon even to Arman. The Phoenicians, the what? The Phoenicians call Arman Sanior, but the Amorites call him Sanir. So the Phoenicians are in a whole other class of who? The Canaanites. Stop it. I don't know. Or are Phoenicians just the name of people who are the name of the people who are translated and transliterated into history? We won't even get into that. I don't even care. Because guess what? People think I'm stupid and retarded. So why would I ask them a question where they don't even understand what I'm talking about? I embarrassed myself, didn't I? Verse 10. All the cities of Mysore and all Galad, or Misor, and Galad, and all Galad, and all Basan, as far as Elka and Edraim, cities of the kingdom of Og and Basan. For only Og, the king of Basan, was left of the Raphaim. Behold, his bed was a bed of iron. Behold, it is in the chief city, or Archopolis, citadel, or extremity of the land of the Ammonites, the children of Ammon. The length of it is 9 cubits, and the breadth of it 4 cubits, according to the cubit of a man. Did y'all know that a cubit is about 3 feet? Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that they try to say that King Og is only 13 feet tall? Did y'all know that based on a cubit, if that's the case, King Og was how tall, y'all? Do the math. What's 3 times 9? That's right, 27 feet tall. And the length of it was 12 feet wide, at least. So his shoulders were what? Thank you very much. Don't worry, I got bombs to drop while I give this. Ain't read nothing. Most High God gonna give it all to me. He gonna deliver, like he delivered Og into the hands of the children of Israel. He's gonna deliver all 5 of these books into my hands to render to you people. That there is no excuses come the day of judgment. And we inherited that land at the time, verse 12, from Arer, which is by the border of the torrent Arnon, and half the Mount Galad. And I gave his cities to Reuben and Gad, or Gad, and the rest of Galad and all Basan, the kingdom of Og, I gave to the half the tribe of Manasseh, and all the country around about Argob, all that Basan. It shall be accounted the land of Raphaim, and Jair, the son of Maas, the son of Manasseh, took all the country round about Argob, as far as the borders of Gargasi and Markati. He called them by his name, Basan Tavath, Jair, until this day. And Machir I gave Galad, and Reuben to Reuben and to Gad I gave the land under Galad, as far as the brook of Arnon, the border between the brook, and as far as Jabbok. The brook is the border between the children of Ammon. And Araba and Jordan are the boundary of Makaranath, even the sea of Araba, the salt sea under Asadoth, Phazgah, eastward. And he's saying that when this is all going down, everybody getting beat down, and I'm giving up the land to these people. This is how it's all going down. This is where their land extends. This is how it is all pushed out. Keep pushing. And I charged you at that time, saying, the Lord your God has given you this land by lot. Arm yourselves, everyone that is powerful, and go before your brethren, the children of Israel. Only your wives and children and your cattle, I know that ye have much. Let them dwell in your cities, which I have given you. And the Most High God is saying what? Right. You've already smashed out all these other guys, Reuben and Gad. Let your wives and your children and your cattle live here. Go over, arm yourselves, go over with your brothers and beat the brakes off the Canaanites with these guys. Just keep reading. I can only read so far. I'm only read to like chapter 4. And then I have to stop. I'm sorry. And as I charged you at the time, saying, the Lord your God has given you this land by lot. Arm yourselves, everyone that is powerful, and go before the brethren of the children, and go before your brethren of the children of Israel. So these are people who can actually fight. People who can get down. Anyway, man, let me stop. freaks of nature or a badass dude, as y'all would say, right, they're so much more rare back then than they are now. Only your wives and your children and your cattle. I know that ye have much cattle. Let them dwell in your cities, which I have given you, until the Lord your God give your brethren rest, as also he has given to you. And they also shall inherit the land, which the Lord our God gives them on the other side of Jordan. Then shall ye return, each one to his inheritance, which I have given you. And I commanded Joshua at that time, saying, your eyes have seen all things which the Lord our God did to these two things, which the Lord our God did to these two kings, excuse me. So shall the Lord our God do to all kingdoms against which thou crossest over thither. Ye shall not be afraid of them, because the Lord our God himself shall fight for you. Another indicator, the actual creator of all things is literally fighting. He's literally involving himself. This is how when Joshua has the sun and the moon to set up at the same time, and there's stones falling from the heavens, meteorites, whatever you want to call them, crushing giants in their heads and killing them. This is how it happens. Let me just keep reading. And I besought the Lord, verse 23, at that time, saying, Lord God, thou hast begun to shew thy servant, thy strength and thy power, and thy mighty hand, and thy high arm. For what God is there in heaven or on earth who will do as thou hast done, and according to thy might? I will therefore go over and see this good land, that is beyond Jordan, that is good mountain and Antilibanus. Stop right there. Antilibanus is not what they have it written down in modern history. I think Antilibanus might actually be the trees of whatever the trees of Lebanon are. I have a strong feeling that this is actually something that has to do with that. Can't prove that. I'm not Lebanese. Wasn't born in Lebanon. Wasn't born in Turkey, Yemen, or any of those places. I'm not Yemeni. I'm not Turkish. I'm not Israeli. I'm not Hungarian. Okay. I'm not from Kazakhstan. Okay. I'm not from any of these places. I was born in a place that they call the United States of America, so-called, aka Babylon. Respect that. You see that? You see that? Okay. Respect that. Let's keep reading. Let's get to the end of this chapter. I will therefore go over and see this good land that is beyond Jordan, this good mountain, and Etilibanus. And the Lord God, because of you, did not, and the Lord, because of you, did not regard me and hearken not to me. He said, because of y'all, I don't get to go over. And the Lord said to me, listen to Moses, angry as can be. Let it suffice to thee. Speak not of this matter to me anymore. Go up to the top of the quarried rock, or Pisgah, and look with thine eyes westward and northward, southward and eastward, and behold with thine eyes, thou shalt not go over this Jordan. And charge Joshua and strengthen him and encourage him, for he shall go before the face of this people, and he shall give them inheritance of all the land which thou hast seen. And we abode in the valley near the house of Phogor. We're at chapter 1 and verse 4. I can't keep reading. I have to let it go. Don't worry, y'all. This is a Saturday. I might make it 8 sessions, 9 sessions, just to read it to y'all nice and slow. Don't worry. I'll pick up either tomorrow or the day after, and we'll go forward from there. Did anybody hear what's going on right now? Moses is giving to the people a literal account of everything that has taken place. When I pick up again, when I pick up from where I'm at right now, I'm going to pick up and I'm going to speak about this again. Hey, people, I love y'all. Don't worry about it. Spiritual Gumbo. Out.